pushed me to the edge, but also initiated a profound engagement with the undeniable presence of mortality, a haunting dance with death's specter that played out repeatedly. Despite unmistakable indications of a cardiac issue, I initially wavered in my decision to seek professional medical assistance, attributing my symptoms to fleeting discomfort. It wasn't until the eve of a scheduled appointment with a cardiologist, slated 3 weeks away, that the gravity of my situation became glaringly apparent. That fateful night, I succumbed to unconsciousness, serving as an abrupt awakening to the severity of my condition. In a twist of fate, my deceased spouse, who coincidentally was employed by a cardiologist and resided nearby, sprang into action upon learning of my dire predicament. Swiftly, she reached out to her colleague, who insisted on immediate evaluation, underscoring the urgency of the matter. Despite my reservations, partly fueled by an impending business trip, the following day, the doctor's persistence prevailed. Reluctantly, I found myself embarking on a 15-mile journey for imperative examinations, including an echo and a stress test on a treadmill. Little did I anticipate that amid this diagnostic ordeal, the heart attack would strike unexpectedly, underscoring the critical nature of the situation and the imperative of timely intervention. Struggling through the stress test, I relentlessly pushed myself to meet the target heart rate, resolved to overcome the physical trial ahead. Suddenly, darkness enveloped me, and consciousness slipped away. I regained awareness on a table, surrounded by a flurry of medical professionals urgently attending to my seemingly dire state. In a daze, I overheard murmured discussions about my plummeting blood pressure and emergency arrangements for an operating theater. Disoriented and anxious, I adamantly insisted on adhering to my travel plans, only to be met with the doctor's stern insistence that I was indeed en route to the hospital. As the specter of death loomed, I turned to prayer for survival, gradually acknowledging that the situation was beyond my control. A transformative shift occurred within me as I reluctantly embraced the possibility of not returning home. Interestingly, the doctor later acknowledged that my altered mindset facilitated his efforts in stabilizing my condition. Transported to the hospital, in a wheelchair with an intravenous drip, I underwent a surreal cinematic rush to the operating room. Every passing moment felt crucial as I underwent a heart catheterization procedure, with a nurse sternly underscoring the seriousness of the heart attack during the intense preparatory phase. Fear surged as consent was granted. The reassurance came, "You won't feel a thing, but observe the procedure on the screen above." In a starkly illuminated, sterile environment, a sudden sense of isolation and dread engulfed me. The doctor's voice announced, "We are now commencing." Exciting, I found myself in a darkened tunnel with swirling surroundings and sporadic flashes of light. The initial thought struck, "Am I deceased?" No celestial lights, bound for damnation. Abruptly, consciousness faded once more, leaving me uncertain whether I was meant to be awake or asleep during the procedure. Just as I was on the verge of seeking clarification, awareness slipped away again. In a realm where darkness melds with flashes of brilliance, the journey through the tunnel persisted, each passage unveiling its own mysteries. With each step forward, the veil of uncertainty lifted, revealing glimpses of ethereal landscapes and celestial beings. Emerging from the depths of the tunnel, I found myself bathed in the embrace of a vivid blue sky, a stark contrast to swirling darkness left behind. It was a moment of reconnection with the physical realm, marked by the subtle pulse of a defibrillator, a lifeline tethering me to the world of the living, shattering the grip of fear, but leaving behind a haze of confusion. In subsequent encounters, the boundaries between realms blurred further, transporting me to vistas of unparalleled beauty and serenity. Perched upon a rocky precipice overlooking a pristine mountain river, I was enraptured by the splendor of nature in its autumnal glory. Vibrant hues painted the landscape, a symphony of colors that spoke of the inherent majesty of the world. A voice, both commanding and reassuring, pierced the tranquility, urging me to embrace the unknown and fall forward. Skepticism wrestled with curiosity as I surrendered to the call, soaring through the air with the grace of a bird, guided by an unseen force towards an enigmatic figure cloaked in radiant white. In the presence of this divine being, time seemed to stand still as my life unfolded before me in a tapestry of memories and emotions. Mistakes were acknowledged, lessons learned, and a newfound sense of purpose imbued with the wisdom of the heavens. Yet, even in the midst of spiritual revelation, there came a gentle reminder that my journey was not yet complete. Unfinished tasks awaited me in the realm of the living, accompanied by the promise of guidance and enlightenment to navigate the trials that lay ahead. Returning to the mortal realm, I found myself confronted with the harsh reality of my own mortality, a brush with death that defied explanation. The revelation of my miraculous survival served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the inexplicable forces that shape our destinies. In the aftermath of my transcendent experience, the path forward was fraught with challenges, yet imbued with a newfound sense of purpose and gratitude. Each moment became a testament to the gift of life, a second chance granted amidst the shadows of the unknown. As the narrative of my journey continues, a fresh understanding of life's meaning unfolds. A celestial depiction of a river landscape, evocative of the majestic Appalachian Mountains, enhances the accessibility of the divine message. Armed with a newfound sense of purpose, my mission now revolves around spreading love and fostering self-discovery in others. Though certain revelations have surfaced, I eagerly anticipate the unveiling of many more. The apprehension of death has been supplanted by a celebration of life, guiding my actions accordingly. As this chapter of my journey draws to a close, I extend an invitation for reflections and insights from fellow travelers in the comments below. Until our paths converge again, may you remain safe and continually blessed.
In an uncertain time of Korea's reunification and a global future on the brink, our narrator believes in their extraordinary journey. In these uncertain times, they tell this story to inspire optimism. How do you begin a near-death experience tied to our world's fate? In the face of skepticism, the narrator has contemplated this for over 30 years. Unafraid of skepticism, they share, for the unlikeliest circumstances, often contain profound wisdom. An 18-year-old in 1991 lived carefree. He, a high school football team captain, enjoyed a life full of hopes despite Soviet saber-rattling. He was consumed by thoughts of his future wife, college, and the many schools competing for his athletic talent. His childhood dream of playing in the NFL was distant but alluring. One game separated an undefeated season from a single loss in that year's climax. Friends and classmates wished them luck before the match, hoping for their school's first undefeated season. Fans chanted "Crush them" and "Undefeated baby" on game day. Despite their confidence, a what-if lurked. However, avoiding a single football narrative, they won that crucial game 42-35, sparking early morning celebrations. Invitations and celebrations continued throughout the year, proving their success. The night of his near-death experience, a foreboding kept him from attending a party. Resonant voice, "James, stay. Skip this small party." Young exuberance trumped caution in an 18-year-old. Derek, the team's co-captain, invited guests to his home. Derek was known for his aggressive behavior, especially under the influence at 6'5" and 275 pounds. He often had to stop Derek's mishaps at parties, which he did that night. As they arrived late with his future wife, they were offered gifts they should have declined. A commotion near the entrance caught his attention. Derek, ready to fight. He tried to calm Derek despite an inner voice urging restraint. Standoff escalated into violence. After the chaos, there was hope, but the enemy returned armed. Derek and him were shot. During the chaos, his girlfriend and friend panicked. As paramedics helped him, he watched with detachedness. They ushered him into the ambulance, discussing gunshot wounds with urgency. In an odd twist, he was inside the ambulance watching paramedics struggle to save his body. Voices pleaded, "Stay with me, kid. Never surrender." The paramedics' urgent hospital call, 18-year-old man, multiple gunshot wounds. Possible lung collapse, ET tube in. Prepare trauma team. The body lying motionless on the gurney gave the impression of a surreal transition. A chain of events unfolded beyond human comprehension. An intangible essence accelerated at an unfathomable rate, similar to light. Ethereal passages appeared with luminosity unmatched on Earth. Beautiful clouds, like the sun, encapsulated this spiritual journey. He thought about being sucked into a tornado's vortex as he traveled through this bright tunnel. Understanding emerged beyond the celestial curtains and blinding brilliance. Reverberating harmonies of the most melodious symphony guided the ethereal entity to its source. He appeared with a group of celestial beings in harmony. That moment of revelation revealed two unmistakable truths: departure from mortal life and an intense desire to live in the divine realm. Using mortal language to describe the flood of emotions in that sanctified embrace is futile. To express transcendental love and serenity in words is like compressing oceans into a droplet. Witnessing Jesus' approach filled that sacred presence with awe. Jesus, dressed in flowing robes, rustic sandals, green eyes with a cerulean tinge, tousled curls, a neatly trimmed mustache, and beard, transcended earthly depictions. The Peace Prince of Peace resembled a 2016 encounter, but paled in comparison to the divine magnificence in this realm. After the celestial figure interrupted his reverie, Jesus addressed him, resonating in his consciousness as if their kinship spanned epochs. The announcement that he was alive and lingering between realms startled him. In between, he murmured, grappling with this newfound paradigm. "Yes, my son," responded Jesus, elucidating the ethereal conundrum. "Your essence hovers at a juncture, torn between terrestrial attachments and spiritual liberation." Acknowledging the tethering affinities that bound him, the allure to remain was overwhelming. "What shall become of me if I choose to remain?" He pondered silently. "Should you elect to stay," Jesus divulged, "you shall reside alongside me and my Father in the heavenly abode." "And if I opt to return?" he inquired. A serene smile adorned the countenance of Jesus as he elucidated, "Your return shall herald boundless joy, particularly for those yet to tread upon earthly realms." Simultaneously, 3 cherubic figures materialized, addressing him as their progenitor. Confronted with the visage of prospective offspring, the decision became unequivocally lucid. At this juncture, a resolution was reached, conveyed wordlessly to Jesus. "Very well, my son," responded Jesus. "However, ere you depart, there exists another vista I must unveil. Earth undergoes profound metamorphoses, and you must be cognizant of the imminent trajectory." Thereupon ensued a kaleidoscopic panorama of his life, traversing moments of exaltation and remorse. The poignant echoes of inflicted pain, hearts burdened by his actions, and the searing recollection of wounding words spoken to his mother surfaced within this retrospective odyssey. Throughout this introspective traversal, Jesus remained devoid of judgment or admonishment, serving merely as an omniscient observer of his earthly journey. He pondered the enigmatic revelations from the surreal experience as it faded. Like chapters in an unpredictable novel, his future was a mix of hope and hardship. After his review, the prospect of losing his college scholarship cast a shadow over his goals. Embracing fate, he went to a trade school and learned welding, which changed his life. His girlfriend started a different academic path in a different state, making distance a harsh enemy. The temporary separation tested their relationship, but destiny brought them together, married, and had children. Jesus, whose divinity was incomprehensible, accompanied these glimpses of life. Many intimate details from that celestial encounter were hidden by privacy, mysteries he chose to keep, soul treasures kept in a vault. Despite personal revelations, the cosmic canvas expanded to Earth's future, a terrifying scene of geopolitical upheavals and global cataclysms. Jesus, the prophet, foretold the fall of the Soviet Union, terror attacks in America, and World War III, sparked by the Korean Peninsula's reunification and global pandemonium. People demanded explanations for this surreal glimpse into the future's darkest corridors. Jesus' reply resonated with him: to equip you with the knowledge of what awaits upon your return. The sudden return to reality startled him. His lips tasted of blood, and his body ached from wounds. His brief journey through heaven was disorientingly contrasted by the ambulance's sterility. He was led by the paramedic's soothing voice to a hospital's bustling corridors, where a team of skilled surgeons were astonished by his miraculous survival. Recovery was slow, with world events unraveling like celestial prophecies. Life was a complex tapestry of adversity and resilience. National collapse and unity forged in tragedy, the 2001 terror attacks, marked his journey. A quest for personal redemption, and the poignant story of forgiveness and justice for some transgressions, each giving rise to a cosmic ripple. His life was woven together by time. He trusted his wife's love to guide him through life's storms. After 31 years, he found comfort and hope in retelling his journey, a testament to the belief in a celestial abode overseen by a divine being. His journey into the unknown was guided by a firm belief in a celestial haven for weary